Hey my lovelies, welcome back to my channel, and in today's video I have got a very ocean themed acrylic design using our acrylic colour of the week, that beautiful blue glitter acrylic Birdie. So to see how I created this design, please keep watching. So I am working on Tammy for this set. She is all set up, ready to go, and I am doing things a little bit differently here. Now, originally when I filmed this set, I filmed it and I was talking and explaining what I was doing as I was going. I had zero clue what I was going to do in this set. Now, normally I have some idea, but there is a lot of making it up as I go along. In this set, all I knew is I needed to incorporate Birdie, our colour of the week. So I thought I would talk through what I was sort of doing and how I was making it up. And I also wanted to try out my new clip-on microphone. But when I listened back, there was a lot of dog whining and barking in the background, and I just couldn't stand it. So I've reverted back and voiced over. But because of that, I've done my thin clear base before I've shown you the products that I'm using. So I'm just doing that here. I also used for this set the extra long square tips from Gems Now Systems, but I cut them into this really sharp pointed stiletto, and I've got to say I love this shape. I will definitely be doing it more. It is a slightly slimmer stiletto to the actual stiletto tips we have in the Gems range. So onto the products. I knew that the focus of this set was going to be Birdie, this beautiful multi-mix blue glitter acrylic from the Summer Vibes collection. She is our glitter, or our acrylic colour of the week, should I say. And then I did just grab a load more bits, and I had them all out next to me, and I wasn't sure what I was going to use, what I wasn't going to use. I have cut out the bits I didn't use at this point. So everything you see I've used in this set. So first up I've got May. She's a beautiful soft pastel blue acrylic. She is from the First to Bloom collection. And now you might have spotted some stickers in the background. I didn't use those, but what I have used is Zara and Rita, two of the acrylics from our brand new Arabian Nights collection. Zara is this beautiful fine iridescent glitter from the coloured acrylic collection, and then Rita is this silver foil and star glitter acrylic from the glitter collection. And I thought the stars would tie in quite nicely with what I was half thinking ocean-wise. And then I've got a couple of our Angel Mylar collections. I think I had Mermaid and Fairy, which is the blue and the sort of the clear iridescent. And that is what I used. So I'm starting off on the middle and the ring finger, and I'm just going to randomly apply the two Mylars. I'm just dipping into one, patting it on, dipping it into the other, so I've got a little bit of a mix of the blue and the clear. I went in with a wash of clear acrylic, and then I'm just using my wet brush to pick the Mylar up and place it on. Now the Mylar is very random, rough shapes. So some of them were a little bit big for where I wanted them. They weren't quite going to fit. So I really was using the very tip of my brush just to push and prod these glitter pieces around, and also taking away some of the really big ones that weren't going to fit in place, because I wanted that really shard, broken look to the tip, and I'm only applying it up to sort of that base nail free edge, and just some of the pieces were far too big. I wanted more of the smaller pieces in the mix. So you can see here I've gone in with that clear acrylic, a little bit more than maybe I needed, but I just wanted to have plenty there to stick that Mylar into. And then I sort of picked up a small amount from the blue, then picked up some from the clear, and just sort of mix them together. Once the design was finished, it's very hard to tell that I had used the two different colours on a quick glance, but as they caught the light, you definitely saw them. Leave that to set in place, and now I'm going to apply the beautiful Birdie just at the tip, in exactly the same place as I've applied the Mylar, but on the index finger and the pinky. And I want full coverage here. Sometimes when I'm working with glitter, I like to have a little bit of a see-through glass finish, but I definitely wanted full coverage here. And Birdie is such a multi-mix, multi-cut glitter, really easy to get full coverage because there's lots of small glitter pieces in there, there's larger glitter pieces in there. It's a real mix. And you've got some iridescent in there too, so it ties in really nicely with that mylar. So just applying that right to the very tip, sort of keeping it quite thin as I get to the tip because I don't want to be filing any of that away, and then I'm just going to leave it to set. Now, I was still very much making this up as we go along, and now I'm moving back to the middle and the ring finger, and I'm going to apply Birdie from the cuticle, and then I'm just going to bring it down so that it meets with our mylar, and sort of overlapping ever so slightly, but only a touch. I don't want to lose all that mylar placement and work I've done because I really like it, and I did like sort of going from one to the other. Sometimes I will do more of a blend, and you can see I have added a little bit more, but I took some of it away because I felt I'd covered too much of the mylar. And I'm just going to repeat that on the ring finger. At this point in time, I still wasn't sure what I was going to do on the index and the pinky, but I knew I had May and I knew I had Zara. Could I do something with those? And I did have an inspiration picture that I was using very, very loosely. I have cut quite a lot out of this video because there was me, shall I use this? Shall I use this? I just don't know. I did decide to go in with May at the cuticle on the index finger and the pinky, and I've effectively got 4 glitter ombre nails here. I've just mixed them up, and I really have just bought May just to touch the glitter acrylic. This Birdie is the focus of the set. She is our acrylic colour of the week, and when I use the acrylic or the gel polish colour of the week in a design, I want it to be the focus. I want it to be what we see the most of. So I didn't want to be covering her up with May. She was just there for that cuticle. I then decided to use Rita, that's that gold foil and the star glitter mix, just from the join on the middle and the ring finger, and then just bring it down slightly onto the mylar. This just added a little bit extra, and I wanted some of those stars because my head was going starfish, ocean starfish. You can't really see much of it on the video, which I was quite pleased about because I was unsure how it would work out, but you can just pick out the stars. It's the foil you can't see. It was quite subtle, so I did like it in the end, and I did end up tying in the stars on the other 2 nails at the end of the design. I wasn't happy with May on its own, so I've gone in with the Zara over top, and as I said, this is a very, very fine glitter. It's not easy to see on camera, but it's just adding a little bit of shimmer over the top, and I just blended that down over top of Birdie. It just added some more shimmer and glitter into those 2 nails, and I loved these 2 paired together. You could use Zara on her own, you could use her over other colours. In fact, when we did the live release, I ended up swatching Zara over all the colours in the collection, and I absolutely loved her over all of them. She's got sort of some gold, she's got some indigo fine glitter in there, so depending on the colour you use her over, she looks different. She is beautiful, and I just added a little bit more just for added sparkle. I did about adding some sea ocean stickers at this point, but I didn't like it, so I removed them, and this is the acrylic design all laid down, and I really like it, and I hope you can see some of the stars just in the middle of the middle and the ring finger. I also love this shape. I think if I'm going to do stiletto acrylics on my nails again, I'm going to do them with these tips. So I need to encapsulate these nails now. I'm going to build up the structure, make sure all of that glitter is fully encapsulated. And then I file using my Katie Barnes e-file bits and my Gems hand files. So I'm going to come in, I'm going to give them a really good clean wipe over, get underneath to remove any little bits of dust or fluff or anything. This is where you're going to start to really see the sparkle and the glitter in these designs. And you could leave it as it is, but I wanted to add a little bit of bling to the index and the pinky, and I also wanted to tie in the star glitters. So I did originally grab this when I was grabbing all the different products that I might use, and this is where I'm going to bring it in. So I've got a little bit of a tray of embellishments, and in there I've got some silver starfish, and I thought perfect, we're going to add those. I've got my Gems glue gel. This is a curable gel to apply crystals and embellishments. I've then got some blue AB crystals. These are from the nail team, and I've got the iridescent pearls in aquamarine. I thought these tied all the colours in the nails together. So I'm going to use the dotting end of my crystal pickup tool just to get some of that glue gel. I always put the lid back on the glue gel when I'm not using it or when I've picked up what I need, and then I'm just going to spread that around at the cuticle, although I did end up changing the design so it was more on an angle, and I'm going to start off with the starfish, and then I'm going to build it around this. And I thought the aquamarine pearls looked a little bit like bubbles, which I quite like to tie in with that sort of ocean vibe. And here I'm just randomly picking them up. Well, I say randomly, I start off randomly picking them up, but what I do on one side of the starfish I want to do on the other side. And this is where I decided that I'm going to start at the side of the cuticle, not in the middle, and then have it going across and down. So I've added a little bit more of the glue gel, and now I'm just going to sort of add in the crystals and the pearls just around there, just to build up the design. I do add a few more starfish to the design. Now normally when I am doing crystal designs, I sort of lay it out on the table first. It also means I've got all the crystals, or the pearls in this case, that I'm using all laid out, so I don't have to search through the pots to find the size or the colours that I want. But I was sort of freestyling this one a little bit more, so there is a bit more footage of me trying to find the right size, because what I do on one side of that starfish I want to mirror size wise. So yeah, it's not quite as organised as my crystal placement is in videos, but we got there in the end, and I quite liked how this was building up on one hand. On the other hand, I was like, am I ruining this set? And sometimes with crystal placement, you can think, oh, am I gonna regret this? But it's one of those situations I definitely think you need to trust the process, and sort of see it across the whole hand, the whole set of nails when it's finished. And at this point, it wasn't finished. I hadn't done the other nail that I was going to do the same design on. So whilst I was loving it, I wasn't loving it at the same time. I added a couple more starfish because I really wanted to tie the stars in from the middle two nails, and once I was happy with the design, just here I'm adding another little starfish. I'm going to pop it in the lamp to cure this nail in place. I think I just flash cured it, because when I'd done the same on the pinky, I would do the full 60-second cure, and that will hold it in place. Now, if you are doing crystal placement and you like something and you're worried about ruining it, flash cure as you go. You know, apply a few flash cure, and that is the great thing about the Gems glue gel, is because it is movable until you've cured it. You can move things around if you are not happy, and then just flash cure when you are happy, continue building up the design and cure when you've finished. I am looking at what I did on the first nail to try and mirror the design. I think I ended up using smaller crystals in some places just because it was a smaller nail, and I did speed this up a little bit faster because you'd already seen me do it on one nail. And I suppose in a way the great thing about doing it on the second nail is you know what you're looking for, because I'm looking for what I've used on the other nail. On that first nail I was a bit like, is this going to fit? Is this going to fit? Oh, is this going to look right? But I am just mirroring it in this one. So I'm just building up the same design, and I know I want the 3 starfish on this nail as well. And then once I am happy with the placement on that nail, checking the first nail as well, do I need to add any more? I'm going to pop in the lamp and do that full 60-second cure, and this is going to cure all of those crystals, those embellishments in place, and and have them nicely stuck onto the nail. Now they are all cured, we are going to top coat these. Now, when top coating around crystals, I will always say push your brush right up to them without going over top of them. With those silver starfish, you can top coat over top of them. You are not going to lose any of the dimension or sparkly shininess that you would lose in the crystals if you top coated over them. And actually top coating over top of those starfish is going to give that extra hold down for them. And then the rest of the crystals, I'm just going to push my brush right up into any little gaps like I would always. The Gems Gel Glue, or glue gel, whichever way around it is tack free, so you could use it over top of top coat if you wanted, if adding crystals is like a real last minute decision. I just prefer to do it first because then I can top coat afterwards, and it's adding that extra seal, extra level of protection. And on the middle 2 nails, I'm swiping the brush underneath where that mylar is, just to help give it an extra shiny finish. Top coat the last nail, and then I'm going to pop into the lamp and cure for 60 seconds. I did flip the hand over and cure the underneath for 60 seconds as well. Sometimes when they are really see-through, you could get away with just curing them from the top, but I felt with the mylar I needed to flip over and cure from underneath as well. And here they are, fully cured and finished, and I love how they turned out. They are so sparkly, and they really do give me ocean vibes because there is so much depth in the design with the different levels of glitter, the different cuts of glitter, and the crystal placement on the outside of the 2 nails. And it was at this point I went, I love it. I think it really works and I love it. I know crystals and lots of bling is not for everyone, and if it is not your thing, then absolutely leave it out. And the other great thing about those starfish charms is you could encapsulate them in the acrylic design if you wanted to. So if you wanted to add some of those without all the bling, you could encapsulate them into the design. You could use them instead of the Rita glitter that I used on the middle 2, just for some stars. But I love that I've got levels of this design. You know, I've got the crystals with some sort of height, and then I've got the dimension going right through to the base of the design. I feel like I've just made all of that up and I'm just talking a load of crap, but I hope you get what I mean. There is levels, there's layers, there is dimension to this design, and I absolutely love it. I think it's such a happy, it's a holiday, it's a fun design, and you could definitely do it on shorter nails if you wanted to. We have just about come to the end of this video. I bet you're all going, phew, whew. Can't stand listening to her anymore. And if you have muted at this point, I don't blame you, although you wouldn't have heard me say that. If you have enjoyed this design, do give this video a thumbs up, and if you do have any comments, please leave them for me below because I love to hear from you all. Birdie is just £5 until Sunday night, when she will go back to full price when we have a new colour of the week from Monday. So if you want to get her at that reduced price, now is the time to grab her. But fear not if you are too late or you want any of the other products I've used in this video, because you can use Helen 5 for 5% off full price products, and I have left all the links in the description box below. If you're new to my channel, I would love it if you give it a subscribe. But that is it from me in this video, and I will see you again very, very soon. Thank you so much for watching. Bye. Mwah.